The Batman is without a doubt my favorite piece of cape shit to come out in a while. And part of the reasoning behind that is because it's also one of the funniest. Now it's come to my attention that there is some discourse surrounding the humor of the Batman. And I'm here to tell you that that is just a load of barnacles. Obviously, this movie is not a full-on comedy, but to say it's completely humorless is one of the most miserable takes I've ever seen. Now, if you're like most people, you must be thinking, how the hell does this guy think this is one of the funniest movies ever created? Let me take you on over to Exhibit A, the Bat himself. Robert Pattinson as Batman is one of the best physical performances I've ever seen. Just the way his presence dominates the screen is insane, man. The looks he gives people, the way he beats the shit out of people. And the noises he makes. All of these just crack me the fuck up. Take the Gordon beatdown scene, for example. This scene is a lot funnier than just Batman punching the fuck out of Gordon. Batman and Gordon are literally making silly, pretend angry faces at each other while secretly strategizing an escape for Batman. It took me a few takes just to get that out without laughing. Bruce's smile when Gordon tells him to punch him is just the best.
Oh, you punched me in the face.
Once they got their plan ready, Batman asked,
Who's the mustache with the broken nose?
now we already know Batman knows who this guy is. We've seen him make the ID of him. We know this guy. That leads me to believe Batman's just being an asshole and wants to brag about breaking this idiot's nose to Gordon, which he's already bragged about in another phony moment to Selina.
Looks like I broke his nose.
And then immediately after letting Gordon know that the mustache works for Penguin, he socks the motherfucker and Scooby-Doo runs his ass out of there, pushing over this idiot for no reason. And then all of this leads to the entire Gotham police force missing every single shot on this idiot, and he jumps off the building and crash lands. And then Robert Pattinson just does some incredible moans and groans. And it's not just the physical stuff that makes this Batman funny. You gotta admit, some of the dialogue in this movie is pretty fucking funny. He talks like a giant baby dressed as a bat, and I promise you, the movie is so much funnier when you watch it with this in mind. This whole bit with Alfred is just him whining like a baby about how he doesn't have time for accountants and he wants to be Batman. And then he does the "You're not my dad" vine.
You're not my father.
At this point, it kind of sounds like I'm hating, but honestly, I swear to God, I love this movie. This is the best movie ever. Like, this child of a man can't even stand the sun being around him. He wears sunglasses inside because of it. Look at this. I could go on and on about the running gag with the Watt brothers, the bromance with Gordon. Everything about this Batman is just so funny. But I think it's time we move on to Exhibit B, the Riddler. This guy is just the funniest little idiot. Intentional or not, I personally do not care, but Paul Dano as the Riddler had me in stitches. He actually started off kind of scary because he was like this silent stalker type and you didn't know what his next move was going to be. And then we get to this scene. This scene makes me feel like The Dark Knight, the movie, exists in this universe, and this psycho incel Redditor just saw it and wanted to do the classic Joker murder video. And then he does it so much worse. And to top off this silly little video, it ends with this insane cut to this picture of the commissioner. There are just so many small bits with this character that get the biggest laughs out of me. There's the FaceTime with Batman.
You came.
He's got a subscriber milestone thank you video.
Hey guys, thanks for all the comments, and a special thanks to everyone for the tips on detonators.
I mean, he's got a goon squad that all dress exactly like him. It's genuinely hilarious. And how could I possibly talk about the Riddler without bringing up the Arkham scene? To this day, I can't watch this scene with a straight face. Now, just like the Riddler, this scene actually starts out pretty intense. Bruce totally thinks Riddler knows who he is, and so do we as an audience. But then almost immediately, Riddler reveals how much of a fool he is and says,
He's the only one we didn't get.
Batman's posture completely changes and he moves in and just destroys Riddler with,
You're out of your goddamn mind. What?
With that comes one of the best Paul Dano freakouts. Oh my god, these two babies screaming at each other is just the funniest shit in the world. I can't get enough of it.
This is not how this was supposed to go! I had it all planned out!
Just look at Batman's face while Riddler screams at him. Like, this is the guy that has been outsmarting him. I mean, oh my god. How could you possibly watch this scene and also see this shot in this movie and think it takes itself too seriously? Now, if you aren't on board with me yet, then I think it's time to bring out the big guns, aka Exhibit C, the Penguin. Never in a million years would I have ever thought that Colin Farrell would give the greatest performance of his career as Oswald Cobblepot in a new Batman movie. I have thought pretty extensively about how this isn't even Colin Farrell, and they really pulled some 1950s Jersey gangster out of a time machine and made him say these lines. He is a force to be reckoned with in this movie. I mean, with line reads like,
Take it easy, sweetheart. Hey, Johnny Slick, what are you doing here? Who's Mida? What is this, Riddler, stupid or something?
how could you not think this is one of the best comic relief characters ever put to screen? Just the way he looks is funny. He honestly steals the entire movie for me. The first time I left the theater, he was all I could think about for hours. The funniest scene in the movie stars the big man himself, which is the Spanish lesson.
Am I the only one here knows the difference between L and law? Jesus. No habla español, fellas?
Do me a favor, shithead, shut up!
Oh my fucking god, I was in tears the first time I watched this. I really wish I could just show this entire scene on YouTube, because it speaks for itself, man. This is comedy gold. What makes this scene so perfect is how Bruce and Gordon really believe this is the rat they've been looking for. And then Penguin just flips out, makes fun of their Spanish-speaking abilities, calls them stupid, calls the Riddler stupid, and it's just incredible. I truly, without a doubt in my mind, believe that Colin Farrell deserves an Oscar for this, and I hope this is the clip that they use.
Maybe we can talk about what they did to my partner's face.
Holy God, what are you showing me?
His head.
Come on.
Open your eyes!
And of course, the cherry on top of the scene, it ends with a little visual gag of Penguin waddling away like a penguin. If you had shown me clips of only Colin Farrell's Penguin and nothing else in this movie, I would think that it's just a full-on comedy. Guys, in the end, there really are just two ways you can watch this movie. You could be boring and take everything super seriously all the time, or you could be super cool and sexy while laughing at every silly little thing in the movie. I feel like most comic book movies try so hard to make everybody laugh during every scene, and it's pretty refreshing seeing one not try so hard while also being funnier than most. I love this movie with all my heart. I would marry Matt Reeves if I could, and I hope to God in heaven above that I don't sound like a crazy person and that this video makes any sense at all to anybody. Anyway, thank you for tuning in to a madman ramble about his favorite movie that stars his favorite character, and let me know if you enjoyed it and what you'd like to see next. Check out Dome Zone while you're here and come by the stream sometime. We'll have some fun. Bye bye now. I love you. Thank you for watching. Mwah.